All right, here we are, the 2020 Starcraft SVX 191 deck boat for sale. We're here on the beautiful fresh waters of Norris Lake, Tennessee. This one here has been in a rental fleet since it was new. This is one of two of essentially the identical model Starcraft SVX 191 deck boats that we're going to have offered for sale. Now, to confirm availability of which ones are still remaining, the best place to always do that will be at our website. It is kept up to date, and that website address is www.yournewboat.com. Now, for your convenience, down in the video description of this video that you're watching right now, down in that video description, there will be a direct link to this listing at our website. So to save you from scrolling, our website is easy to navigate. You will not find it overwhelming. You're only going to be looking at boats that we have central listings on, majority of which are going to be in the East Tennessee and Norris Lake areas. So when you do make it our website, if you're not using that direct link, you're going to want to click the Find Your New Boat button in the top left-hand corner, and that's going to show you all of our inventory and order price. So all you've got to do is scroll down until you get to the 2020 Starcraft SVX 191 deck boat. It's probably going to be a photo of it from one of these angles here with it up on the lift, just like how it's sitting right now. Now, this one is powered by 150 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke fuel-injected outboard motor. There is around 471 engine hours on this particular unit. Again, we're going to have that along with all the other specifications listed in detail at our website. So now, if you do not wish to leave YouTube, if you're only wanting to look at what we have for sale at the end of this video tour, there's going to be two things that'll pop up on your video screen. In the top left hand corner will be a playlist for just our current listings. If you visit our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/yournewboat, that will show you our two playlists, one for sold boat listings and one for current listings. So if you're only wanting to see what we have available, and you do not wish to leave YouTube, look for that playlist. Again, shortcut for that near the end of this video tour. So there is a cover included with this one, and as you can see, we do have a Bimini top. That's a tailor-made Bimini top that's fastened on this. And then you may have noticed we got a little bar going around this 150 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke. That is a turbo swing ski tow bar. We've got a 4-step swim boarding ladder in the bow and the stern. This is the stern right here. That's the starboard side corner of the stern of the boat. Both of those are going to be 4-step boarding ladders. We've also got some marine mat flooring. That's your kind of Sea-Dek style marine flooring. Now, the outer pieces, as in what's on the front and the rear deck, are all glued down. When you step onto the interior, which we'll be doing here in just a moment, those are snap-in. So let me go ahead and take this step up from the dock here. And we've got, we do have Sea-Star hydraulic steering on this. If you're wondering how that ski tow bar works, or the turbo swing ski tow bar, you've got a hook right here. Bear with me here as I reach down. So your tow rope, you're going to fasten on to this hook. You got to get it near a corner here. Probably more easily done with two hands. There we go. Okay. So once you've got that hook separated from that little pulley here, this is where your tow hook's going to clip in right here. And then that's, not only is that going to serve the purpose of keeping your rope held out of the water, so you don't have to worry about the prop getting wrapped up in it, but that's also going to have the ability to kind of swing around the outboard, depending on which way you're towing your riders. So, all right, moving along to the interior of this one. This one is rated for 12. And the marina has done a good job maintaining these. These get regular service when they're in the rental programs. No trailers included with this. Now, if you are looking to take this somewhere else, we'll be happy to assist in either locating you a transporter that can haul it without a trailer, or setting you up with a new trailer at our cost. We've got, I believe I counted 8 cup holders on this one. It's gonna be one of these right here. Now, I also should point out, so we got a little decorative trim piece right here, a little like a stainless steel trim bezel right there on that cup holder. This one over here is missing that cup holder. Those kind of just snap onto place while they do a little half twist. So of those cup holders, I believe 2 of them are missing that little trim piece. Just want to call your attention to that. We always like to represent these exactly as possible. That would be that cup holder, other cup holder I was referring to. So yeah, we got 2, 4, 6, 8 of those cup holders on board. We've also got tilt steering here at your driver's helm. You're gonna have your little tilt switch right there. It's gonna let you change the angle on that. We've got the driver bolster raise or flip up bolster seat, and that will raise your driver's peripheral over the steering wheel, as well as providing some additional room right there if you're somebody that kind of likes to stand a little bit, have a little bit, feel like you have a little bit more or better vision or more control. You've got the ability to do that. This seat also swivels, but I do want to point out it's missing the hardware piece to allow it to swivel, so it's going to slide forward and back with the use of this lever right here. But we are missing a piece of hardware, let's see, right here. So another handle would go on there that would allow this little pin to slide out, and then that will give you the ability to twist that so you can completely swivel with that seat. So that that is functional. You could probably make that function just fine with a pair of pliers, but most people are going to want to go ahead and order a new handle for that. So you're just going to be a handle and a little pin clip that's going to make that operate properly. So again, we are rated for 12 on this one. That's a 19-footer. Now here at your driver station, we've got 2 cluster gauges. One here on the port side is going to have your GPS speed as well as your battery volts. One over here on the starboard side is going to have your tachometer with your fuel level. And then we've got a Jensen. This is a AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth, stereo that also has the NOAA Weatherband stations, the NOAA Weatherband station. That's going to give you those weather reports when you're out on the water. So if you see something kind of coming together in the skies, you'll have the ability to do that. So now this is set up with 4 speakers. As usual, we like to function test all these items, and 3 of those 4 speakers function just fine, and 1 of those speakers did not provide sound. Typically a loose connection when that happens. So there's your AM FM. Where's input selection here? So that's going to go over to the Weatherband, the NOAA Weatherband station's right there. Click that again, it's going into your Bluetooth mode. Trying to hold that camera angle so you can see it. There's your auxiliary input, and then the AM, and then back to FM. Got the power switch right here. It's going to turn that off, which we're going to use right now. Now, you also have a functional horn on this one. And now they put the switch here for your Livewell. This does not have the Livewell, but you would have the ability to add one. Bilge pump does function just fine. Courtesy lights, we've got 4 of these throughout the interior. That functions just fine. There are no docking lights on this one. So again, the Livewell and the docking light switch, they throw these on all their little panels when they leave the factory floor. But this one is not wired for, or is not equipped with docking lights. But so you are going to have an extra toggle switch here. And then the navigation lights did not function for us. Here is your USB. Right here is your USB. You got 2 of those. Of course, you got your kill switch on your toggle switch there. While we're talking about navigation lights, so this one's going to need a new base. We've got a bent wire down inside of that. That's not letting that work. So you're going to have 2 prongs kind of get inserted into this pole, and that's what's keeping your anchor light from working. Not real sure what the cause is on the navigation lights, but those did not function either. So I like how they've got kind of your little cutout steps here for going to your swim platform without having to step on a seat. We always appreciate that in any boat model. It's going to save some wear and tear of the seats just from the design of the interior. I think that's a plus for any boat. Got a nice large in-floor ski storage locker right here. It's going to lift right up. Nice large storage compartment down in there. That will also lock. And then you've got some storage underneath some of your other seats as well. Just got a little strap right here at the back of these. It's going to lift right up. You've got storage in there. You've got storage or access to your underhelm area. 2 more cup holders. 2 more of those 4 speakers right up here. Had this opened earlier. There we go. All right. So this is a self-draining cooler. This is also where your Livewell could be installed. Just so happens they've stowed the anchor down in here, which is not a bad idea because that's going to let it drain out, keep from making your a compartment smell real bad just from moisture that's been added. But again, so that can either be a drain or a Livewell attachment right there. Now up here, just under these front steps, this is your second swim boarding ladder. But then we've also got a little bracket here. This little rubber grommet right here is actually meant to secure that anchor. So the anchor the right size is going to kind of go into these little snap rings right there, kind of hold it in place. And then there's also a drain for that in that compartment as well. While we're here, go ahead and call your attention. You got a little bit of a bend on this swim boarding ladder. Does not prevent that from being used, but might be the source of a little bit of that squeaking up there where that metal's rubbing on the side of that mount. So again, over here on your port side, same thing. Got storage under here. Seats are in good shape. 2 more cup holders. A little sink. Now you'll notice there's no faucet here, but you do have a little sink bowl. You can add a water pump. If you're a fisherman, you do want to have a little freshwater sink that can easily be added. So just the storage underneath that sink area. Next, you got a little divider right here. It's going to allow you to be able to use that as just a nice stowable area. You could even fit a small cooler in there, but those little dividers I keep from whatever you do put down in there from sliding around where you're not able to access it as easily. Again, storage under here. Got a little bit of a padded floor covering down there that can probably be stretched out in that compartment there, or even used in the in-floor ski locker area. And this corner compartment is secured down, and this one does raise up, and that's where we've got our mooring cover laid just for storage. So this other compartment back here near our engine, back here on the rear swim deck, is going to lift up. You got a small little storage tray right here, and that will lift. And that will lift right out of there, and then there's your marine battery down there. That's a 24 ms marine start battery, and that was new in 2021. So again, 471 engine hours on this Yamaha 150 horsepower 4-stroke outboard motor. Got all the snap-in marine mat flooring right here in the interior of this one. We visited our helm area. And get one more look around the interior here, and then we'll start the wear and tear portion of our video tour. Bimini top is in good shape up here, at least the canvas anyway. We've got a slight little bend on just this front pole right here on the port side corner. A little bit of bend there. Again, does not keep that from being usable. Still perfectly functional as it sits. Wearing the seats, just a few areas. Small little scuff right there, a little bit of a stain right here. Okay, that other thing over there was a little piece of dirt. Little bit of a scuff line right here on the back. Maybe a slight, yeah, it is going to be a slight little rip right in there wherever that scuff line is. And a little bit of a stretch seam right here. And let's see here. See if I can find, we had a few other little small wear areas that we located earlier. Let me see if I can't locate those now. Oh, here was one right here on the top of this seat back. And small little, might be, can't tell if that's a rip or another little bit of a scuff. Hard to tell if that's punctured all the way through. Could very well just be a scuff there. I thought I remembered seeing one other area here, so let me just pan around a little bit more, make sure I'm not overlooking it. Can we always try to represent these as accurately as possible? I am not locating it now. Maybe a little scuff there. Well, if we did locate another one, we'll probably have a photograph of it. I am not seeing it here on our video portion, but again, we got the scuff there, a little bit of a scuff, possible little bit of a puncture there, here, and this guy right here. So I'm not seeing anything else. If there isn't anywhere, it's not in the important places. What I mean is the sections where you're sitting, all these seams all look to be in good shape. But the sitting, that's the parts of the seats that are going to get used most often. And so if you've got them there, because of just using the seat by simply sitting on it, it's going to put more pressure on those areas, and more likely to, if there is a small little rip or tear, it's only going to make it larger. So, but again, everything looks good here. In the upholstery and the wearable areas, you got a little bit of wear or stretching kind of in this flip-up bolster seat. This is common on a lot of these, just from when it is in that down position, and it gets used as a seat, it tends to kind of stretch these corners right there, but it's all free of any rips, tears, punctures, things like that. So, all right, well, let's keep this moving along. We'll head back over to the exterior. Before I step off the back swim deck, I want to call your attention. We do have some scratches on this engine cowling. I'll show you those right now before we climb down and go around the exterior. And again, we'll also have photos of all this as well, too. So now we got a small little piece just above the prop in that outdrive that's sits just above an anode and kind of right about the center of the frame right now. So I want to just call your attention to that. And now I'm going to make my way off over here in this corner, and we're going to get up and close and personal as we go around the exterior here. All right, just above the rub rail, got a little mark. Good little mark in that fiberglass there, kind of through the gel coat. We do have some scuffs in this marine mat flooring. I think I mentioned that earlier. There's a few more up near the bow area. I'll call your attention to that when we get back up there here on the exterior walk around. Some marks in the little vinyl striping here and there. And then anytime you're seeing this white coming through the black, the whiter it is going to be the deeper that is. So that's through the gel coat right here, but not into the fiberglass. Then up here, you're through the gel coat and a little bit into that fiberglass, but you're not seeing any fiberglass fibers showing. And we'll also have photographs of most all these areas. Some of these show up better depending on the angle of the camera, and that's video and photographs. So again, that's a little bit more defined mark there. You see it's a little bit brighter of a white, so that's more of that black gel coat that it has penetrated. And then you've got the same thing up here where you got some a little bit of a gray gel coat. You've got some of these white marks that have gone through there. Continuing on up here, there's another kind of good long stretch into the gel coat there. A few other smaller marks. Now this black typically is going to come off. That's typically transferred over from like a fender. Some of these little rubber fenders on these docks. I'll show you what I mean when I say to come off. So you can kind of pick at that and pull that black off. So that's just transferred off from another material. Now just above the rub rail here, and to move the camera angle around, we do have some very typical dock rash here. And the dock rash it gets its name from that because generally it's when the boat is not properly protected. It's tied along typically a dock with an unprotected edge, and just the motion of the waves is going to kind of make these up and down marks. Sometimes they're circular from forward and backward movement along with the up and down. So you got a good one of those right here. Otherwise, you got a lot of other kind of up and down marks that are mostly in the gel coat. A lot of people will often ask if these are structural concerns. Typically, this dock rash right here would not be a structural concern right now. Now, if it's deep enough, and if this boat is left out in the weather where it's going to get some rainwater on it, or if it's below the water line, then yes, those can become structural. But right now, and as long as the boat is kept in the dry, these are going to remain cosmetic. So a little bit more dock rash right in here. Another good little mark right there. And there's a good little chunk up here just above the rub rail. Actually, it looks like it's kind of slid that rub rail down just a little bit right here. Now this is a really good impact. Now you see the fiberglass fibers right here. So now this, again, as this boat's sitting right now, now a marine surveyor would be able to tell you with more certainty, because they're going to use tools. They're going to look for moisture intrusion into this fiberglass. So we do have some fiberglass fibers right here. So that's telling you it's all the way through the gel coat. Again, if this boat stays in the dry, it's still going to remain a cosmetic issue because it's up here above the water line. But if this is left out in the rain where a lot of water could start soaking into this fiberglass, then that could become more structural down the road. There's a couple different ways to repair something like this. If this is the first boat for you, something to get you on the water, definitely would not rush out and put a fiberglass repair on this. Okay, a fiberglass repair is going to be the more expensive. It's going to make this look like factory again, and you'll at least a professional fiberglass shop, you won't even be able to tell that area or that mark was ever even there. So that would be to make it look new again. And the reason I say don't rush out and do that right away is because if you're a newer boater, you're going to probably put some more marks in the boat. So you wait till you get the hang of it, and then maybe even wait and see what your long-term plans are. If you still love the boat, if it's a good size for you, if it's a good fit for you and your family, and on how you're wanting to use the boat, okay, then maybe go get that repaired. Now in the short term, just to keep rainwater from getting in there and turning that into more of a structural issue, you can seal that up like a 3M 4200. It's a good product that's gonna make a really good bond there, and it's gonna prevent moisture from getting into those fiberglass fibers and making that area worse. And you could do that at any point. You don't need to, it's a lot cheaper than that fiberglass repair, so that's something that you can do upon purchasing, and then again reevaluate after a year, and maybe even reevaluate after each year. Decide if the boat's still a good fit, if it's still serving your family's purposes on how you are using it. So here's another one. You got a little bit of fiberglass fiber showing right there. That one is kind of through that gel coat as well, and then these are just kind of some scuffs into that gel coat. Another one of those up here. Up above the rub rail, got the fiberglass fibers showing again, a little bit of a mark going down. And we're gonna have a little bit more of that as we get up here near the bow area. So again, some marks here. There's one of these right down there. Right kind of at the curve right there. Again, that one's right now that's up above the water line. It's kind of close to it. That's one you at least want to put some 4200 on. And then see what your short and long-term plans are. Sometimes those will change. And you know, may not be worthwhile to do some of those fiberglass repairs, but definitely want to wait till you're kind of mastered the boat and its handling, and you know, you're not going to put any other of those marks on there. Worst thing you can ever do is especially if you're a newer boater, rush out, make all those repairs, have the boat looking like new again, and then you know, your first, second trip out, you know, accidentally put a good little mark on the boat. That's just gonna make you feel sick to the stomach. So again, here's another mark up here by the rub rail. Here's some of those wear areas in our marine mat flooring that I referenced earlier. Kind of got some scratches in there in different areas. Two little dings on your rub rail right here. Well, 3 of them. A few other scuffs just below that rub rail. You're gonna have a little bit more of that as we move along toward the center of the boat. So from this toe eye up, got some of those marks, and then right there, that's a big chunk that's down in the fiberglass right there. So again, at a minimum, want to put some 4200 on there, seal that up, keep it from getting worse, and then eventually you might, you know, go ahead and do the full you know, fiberglass repair, make that area look new again. So here's another angle on this front boarding ladder up here that we pointed out earlier. And as I shimmy my way around, got another good little impact up here on this corner of the bow. Again, you're up here by the rub rail. Now this one's kind of busted through this fiberglass, so this one again, you at a minimum, you want to seal this up to prevent it from turning into a structural issue. Same thing here, you got those fiberglass fibers showing, and you got a few little stress cracks right in this area here just from that impact where that happened. Same thing up here. Just didn't know, this is just all cosmetic up here. It's in that little marine mat flooring. Took a little chunk of that off with it. A few other little marks in there as well. Some more scuffs right here. And just coming down below that rub rail, a few other little marks up here. That's kind of typical. And then most of that pretty much stops down here when you get down here by the water line. Now, shimmy down here a little bit without getting wet. So just want to call your attention to this. So we got some of this. That's just kind of some crud that was on there. This boat was just detailed, but none of this is areas of wear. It's just a little bit of dirt that's left on there from that water line. But showing you that while we're here. Now we got another little mark in that gel coat. Actually, that may be a water stain right here. I think that, yeah. No, it's up here just above the camera here. Let me move that camera angle. So right here where I just kind of rubbed right in there, that was definitely just maybe a water stain because that bigger mark just disappeared. Now this is one that's into that gel coat right there, but not this bigger mark. That's another area in that gel coat. And bear with me here as I find a way out from where I'm at, again without getting wet. Okay. So, I'll give you a few more views down this side, and because I haven't quite figured out a way to walk on water yet, I'm gonna have to step away and then show you this side a little bit from more of a distance. But before I do abandon, I'll show you a few little marks right here, a little bit right here, and for the most part this side's in pretty good shape. Bear with me here as I walk back off of here. Now we are going to get some photographs and we'll have these up of this port side, but a lot cleaner. Whole side over here. Now part of that Starcraft emblem is missing, but it is free from the bulk of that dock rash that we saw on the other side. Let me see, maybe climb back up there, hang over the side a little bit, and then we'll wrap this one up. All right. So a few marks over here. And up here above the rub rail, we got another one of those areas where that fiberglass is showing. Okay. And Well, we just have a few little areas. Move along the side again and hang over the edge here for you. There's a few little areas here, up here, that one right there. There, a little bit of that decaling on that SVX decal. That's just vinyl. And then here's where you're missing most of that R in Starcraft. A few other little areas of just some more minor scratches here and there. This side, for the most part, is kind of free from a lot of that dock rash we saw on the other side. All right, so that's going to do it for this one. Again, this is the 2020 Starcraft SVX 191 outboard deck boat for sale. Again, powered by that 150 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke outboard motor. And of course, we're here at the beautiful freshwaters Norris Lake, Tennessee. We do invite you to our website for full list of specifications, as well as the current asking price. We don't mention the asking prices in our video tours because they will often change from when a listing is posted to when a listing is sold. So that's why you don't hear us reference that in our video tours. But again, we make it easy to get to this listing. Down in that video description, there will be a direct link, take you right to the listing page of this website, which is where you'll see that current asking price. You're also going to see all of our contact information right there, so you'll be able to reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email. We do not monitor YouTube comment page, so if you do have any serious questions about this one, want to submit an offer, schedule time to come see it in person, anything like that, you're going to want to reach out to us through the website. Again, use that direct link down in the video description to save you some time there. And once you do make it over there, you'll be able to reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email. We do like to remind you that if you call us on the phone, you get a voicemail, would like a return phone call, please make sure to leave us a message. We are often in areas without cell phone reception, which is exactly one of those areas where I'm standing right now. And so if you do not leave a message, we will not know what you call. If you do one better, if you leave us a detailed message, let us know what questions you have, what listing you're looking at. As soon as we return to cell phone range, we will gladly return that call, answer all those questions for you. And then also, if you send us an email, if it's been a business day, have not gotten an email reply, please check our spam folder. We're typically very quick about getting our email replies back out to you. And for whatever reason, they end up in spam folders quite often. So check that spam folder. And again, that's going to do it for this one today. This is unit number 2 of the 2020 Starcraft SVX 191 deck boats. This is unit number 2. And again, feel free to use that link in the top left-hand corner as this video concludes for the current listings playlist. Top right-hand corner will be a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, we're always happy to have you as a subscriber. By subscribing, you'll get notified anytime a new video posts, which essentially means anytime a new listing goes live, you'll get notified of that new listing via Google and the YouTube subscription alerts. So I thank you again for joining us. Again, this 2020 Starcraft SVX 191 deck boat for sale, unit number 2 here on Norris Lake, Tennessee. Thank you again for joining us.